trading the system, straight up momentum trade. I was originally in, what was it? Originally in 50 lots and then got knocked down to just these 20. So let's put some trailing stops in here. See if we can stick with this trade for a bit longer. We are reaching our target down here. Got the RDA on chart 1. For those that are following along. Okay, so where are we at? Sorry about my nose. Now that I said it, you're probably going to hear it. Shouldn't have said that. I apologize. All right, it's another great day in trading. It's always a great day when you get up and trade the market, pull capital from the market. That's what it's about. Today you're going to learn a trade system with Edge, true Edge, not made up fake Edge, regurgitating all the other bull crap that's out there. It was hard for me to learn to trade. It was difficult. It's one of the hardest things you can do. I'm going to break this up into 5s. We're going to put this just above the RDA. Oh, did we tag the RDA yet? No, we did not. So where is that RDA? We're expecting an overshoot. Right there is where we're going to look for profit. Did we get knocked out? No, we did not. Oof. But I don't want to give up too much of the profit here. Not a bad trade when I'm not usually in a trade. Ah ha ha, look at that. We got knocked out. The question is, do we want to get back in? I think we do. Right around here. Up here. I think we'll look to get in right up here. If we get completely knocked out. Didn't maximize that trade. I'm a little upset about that whole situation. What the heck is this? Yeah. All right, there we go. Well, maybe it wants to find support at the slow momentum. All right, we're going to put on the indicator I've been working on, which is Rex Dog. Oh snap! What is it called? ATR reaction zones. There we go. So we'll see how this does today here. We'll turn this one off. And we'll watch the Rex Dog reaction zones here today. See how this does for our chart. We are starting an initial trade here short, momentum trade. I think probably the real is probably the mid control area there. Let's see if we can pull up our 3 chart setup so we can look at everything. Three chart clarity. So you'll see I'm starting to add a few things here. We got the ATR in the 5 minute is 17.65. The true range is 20.75. The highest range that we've seen is really this candle, 103.75. I've already done pre-market. Let's check the news just in case. I mean, I did check earlier, but I want to just confirm. Yeah, personal income already happened. Consumer sentiment at 10. Where are we at in the trade? Up about 4,000, only in 15 lots. Waiting for it higher. Don't have complete confirmation that it's going to roll over here, but we're in the right zone. It looks like it's going to probably rip up. I think it's going to go to that level. Momentum shifted, bias shifted. It's long. Don't fight the chart. Don't fight the power. All right, let's open up our sound settings and see if I can turn off this damn speakers playing my audio. Like I was saying yesterday, feel free to ask questions as well. But like I was saying yesterday, or maybe I wasn't saying it to everybody. Look, you're just along for the ride. You know, your job is to pull capital from the market and not really get fixated on a direction. All right. There we go. We hit our first zone. I think we're going to let it play out a little bit. Because the next zone is up here. Right around, yeah, that's the day open too. I think we're gonna search for that. I'll be dropping some stuff here shortly. Well, we are at a level that could be the level that it's going to stop at, but it looks like it has appetite to go for daily open. Let's go to our 3 chart setup. And all right, deeper pullback to the level possibly. Should have sold that. Based on how it's selling off, I know I should have sold it. You see that? I should have sold it. I still might. We'll see here. Oh, that was terrible. Should have sold that. Should have took trade. It is a fade trade though. You know, it might pull black all the way down to 699. We'll see. Let's put in. Just waiting, as usual. Now let's figure out where we're going to put the... I think we'll put it on chart 1. There we go. It's not quite working the way that I would like it to. Why is it off? Okay, we're at least initial reaction off that level. We'll see though. Did overshoot it. Here's where we're at. Long key level of chart 4, 8 deuce deuce 822 is kind of what I'm targeting. It's got to get back up and switch momentum. Chart 2, pretty obvious there. Okay, why is this? These shouldn't be like this. This doesn't. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. This is the highest. This is the ATR. Okay, I get it. So that should be. What time is it? We're right around 43 the hour. Anybody have a mic? Anybody around in the trade room?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Sweet. That's good.
Thank you for streaming this.
Yeah. You know what? I wonder if it's OBS that does that. I'm just waiting to see if it's going to rip up from this level. Well, there it goes. So, I didn't quite get in another 5 lots. I think we'll protect the position now, even though we're pretty close here. There's no reason to. Can start over. It's a little skittish there. Gotta give it a little bit more room. Let's remove all these drawings. I got too many drawings on my chart. Next key level that we're going to watch for reaction that's important is 759. You know, I think it's actually... I bet it's OBS that's doing it. Oh, not giving it enough room. I'll be looking at other things here in a little bit too. Yeah, it's just stalling there. Need to give it an opportunity to keep the open. Okay, there we go. So, I still get an echo. Of course. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. What happened there? Okay. Only in 30 lots now. Damn it. Got taken out of the chop there. Little bastard. Another open test, possibly. Once we get above this level, then it's probably going to take off. Obviously, the daily level's at 815. So, and that is just above the open. Where are my key levels? Oh, I need to be in the right chart. I need to be not a dumbass. So these lines here, what this is, or what you're seeing here is, this first line is the ATR. So that is the Rexdog ATR. That's what the first line is. And then the second line is the highest range. So the highest range of the last, let's see what we're currently calculating. The last 50 candles. Yeah. And it's pulling back, a little bastard. Might give me another opportunity to add here. Possibly. It's pretty volatile here. You know, all my stops are in profit because I can start over. So, but it's kind of annoying, to tell you the truth. But, you know, that's, if you're going to have tight stops, it's kind of what you got to do. So, I'm gonna we're gonna do a data panel in Excel, and I'd like to design a data panel in Excel, like our dream data panel of like all the data we would like to see on the trade system, and then it'll probably be it will be a separate indicator, but we can design it in Excel first and kind of look at it, talk about it, see the benefits of it. So for instance, one of the numbers I want to know what's the distance to the RDA, what's the distance to, and I know that some of that's in the foundation indicator. Like if you turn on the data panel here, we have that here, but I think we could do it where it takes up a full worthwhile console and multi-time frame. Sorry, I'm not showing my trade. I apologize. So I'm long. Told you I just kept starting over. So let's be a good steward of profit right around the daily open right here, because we don't know what's going to happen. So we're going to target that area right there. So here's what I want everybody to hear, and I want you to tattoo this on your, well, if you tattoo it on your forehead, you really can't see it. So, I was going to be very vulgar. Tattoo it on something you look at all the time, something you play with all the time. But every day, consistently, it is a fight for the daily open. The daily open is, I guess the way to look at it is you've got price, right? And price, price is a little, how do we put this? Price is a little, it has some kinky stuff that it likes to do. It's into some kinky stuff. And the daily open really has told price that, hey, I'm open to any type of kinky desires that you have. You just got to come over. So every day, price basically tries to stop by the daily open as often as possible. Now, sometimes price, like right now, there's no traffic on the road. Is maybe has to slow down here and there because there's a speed trap, but ultimately it's pretty clear sailing to get there. Other times, what ends up happening is maybe they had traffic on the way, and then they take a side road, and maybe there's an accident on that road. So they gotta maybe turn around, go to another highway, and then on that highway, the bridge actually is in construction, and it's only down to one lane. So, basically, Price is consistently trying to get to the daily open, but it's having challenges put in its way. And eventually it just gives up and says, you know what, I'm probably better off just going home and just taking care of this myself. But the main point that I really want to ensure that you understand is that you should realize that Price or the daily open is always in play when you're day trading. It's just an important value that the market looks at and tracks. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody around here. Oh, that didn't feel good. Why are my scenes like... I got knocked out of some of those positions there. It didn't quite get to the daily open. I will re-enter if it takes me out. So it looks like we have what do we have here? Let's look at our ATR. Let's see how that's doing. So what I'm going to do is we're going to figure out how to start projecting true ATR close areas, or at least range areas, I should say. Probably in this zone, right in here. Going for the daily open. The weekly high as well is up there. I think we'll wait for above the weekly high to actually sell it, but I will take, like I said, some profit at the weekly open, just short of it. Not a bad trade up. Already took 10 off for probably about $6,000 or something. And we're up about 30K. Not a bad trade. Boom. Boom. That fan on that, I might have to check out my graphics card. The fan on it doesn't sound too great. I should give this more room. What am I doing? Oh well. Life in the big leagues. So I'm hoping by this weekend I'll have the Ninja Trader. We'll have the Rexdog Foundation and the Rexdog Dynamic Candles for Ninja Trader, which is really this platform here. And then I'd like to build it for Tradovate as well, so we can put it on chart 4. That's where it really needs to be. So thanks to Protang, we have the Ninja Trader indicators for Rexdog indicators for Ninja Trader. We will have TradeStation as well. So CC Lightning, are you here? Are you up in the room? CC Lightning, thank you for putting together TradeStation. I'm going to fire up TradeStation and take a look at it, see if I might like it. I think, doesn't Reach Jason here trade on TradeStation? I don't know. Are there other people that trade on TradeStation that you know of?
I think Jason's the only other one.
Oh, okay. Well, good job. I appreciate it a ton. Everybody else does that uses TradeStation, and like I said, we'll maybe we'll do maybe a few one-on-one sessions or something if you'd find that valuable, just so I can at least thank you. All right.
Rex, quick question.
Yep.
If I may, since we're hitting a day high, good place to go short.
Yeah, probably. But the weekly high is so close there. So
Still in.
the weekly high is very close there. The weekly high is at 17,827, and then the day opens at 17,808. 808 kick drum, like the girlies get dumb. It's a 80s rap reference for y'all. Yeah, so you know the way it's acting, I mean that high is right there too. So I think I will, if it eventually gets up there, I'm gonna have to probably re-enter my position. I will, but I'm also gonna be very cautious because there's other reach zones up there, right? And 808 to what is that? I'm sorry. To 827 is within our already scaling ratio, but you know, if it keeps going, right? If it just gets excited, right? And all excited about capturing the week high, the next level on chart 4 we need to find, because I haven't looked at that. 824, 822. So 822 is the next level. So you know, the plan should probably be to do a participation trade or do a trade at the week. Or, what I'm going to do is probably do a daily open short and then wait for confirmation, just because there's too many other things up there that might be a magnet for price at this point in time. And we can't even see on chart, okay, 4. So the next area on chart 4, that is the next key level. I'm gonna kind of split these in the middle. Strong levels are right around 958, which I think is probably a ways. 927 is the on, if you see the daily, that is the slow momentum on the daily at 926 or so, 927. So I'm not saying it's going to get there right now. I'm just saying that that's could be an end target. Plus, that aligns really well with a breakdown level right around 900. So, if we look at the NQ though, on the daily, on the continuous contract, it's the same thing. So yesterday the candles were different, and the candles are still different. By the way, yesterday was the biggest range candles we've had in over 200 days, I think. Which was 519 whatever. 519, that's pretty big range. Pretty big. So everybody share in chat or in the mic. Would you be excited in any way about having an ATR indicator that's officially, obviously, part of the system that has rules and guidelines and provides edge? Or are you unsure whether or not there's value in a ATR indicator?
I'm not sure because all brand new.
So I'll explain this. So basically what this ATR indicator does right now in its current form is it takes the current ATR range, which is the RDA ATR. Okay, now we're at the daily open, so I'll explain this in a little bit. Daily open, I'm going to wait for an overshoot in that level tap, probably at 22. All right, well, I reversed. And then I'm going to put really tight stops. Problem is, it's yeah. I don't like this. Yeah, I don't like this. I'm going to wait to see what it does. I was right that it was going to rip up there, but sorry, I'm not showing the chart. I got out at the daily open. Not bad. 20 some odd K a profit. I'm waiting for this upper level at 8 deuce deuce. Chart forward my control. At this point though, look, every chart, even the 30, if we go to the 30, is momentum and bias long. We're above the VWAP. So, you know, the short, I mean, I'm not saying that a short isn't good, isn't viable here, because it probably could pull back maybe to the fast momentum on chart 1. So I am shorting it here, but I'm going to put really tight stops here on it. I'm not going to give it any room to go against me, really. Sorry. There we go. So, and then I'm going to definitely have to take some profit at the RDA on chart 2, and then we'll take profit at the fast momentum. Yeah. Should have took profit there. I just shitty entry. There we go. All right, well, that's good. Got the first profit. Yeah, that's why you trade it. You know, I was making all these arguments why you shouldn't, but, you know, that's why you trade it. Hit our first 2 profit, and we're still in the third running. I'd say opening range mid is probably a good place, right around 747 maybe. I will sell if it gets back up here. Otherwise, it's hitting a key level here, right at 773. Chart 2. That is a fast momentum area too, so maybe I'd consider possibly. I'd wait for a little bit more of overshoot. That was the first kiss of the day for the daily open. But like I was saying, everything has rolled over to a momentum short, momentum long, bias momentum long. So across the board. So That was a decent trade. I picked up about another 10 grand there. And got to be careful here. Shorting this again here. Because it did tap the actual momentum indicator. So I'm not going to give it much room here. I'm going to literally just give it up to here. Yeah. I probably should have went long at that overshoot of that level. And aggressively been long. That was a mistake I just made. So I should have done that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Putting tight stops here on this. And then I'm going to get out of 5 because I don't want those 5 there. I went long again, a little late in the trade there, but we're up. All stops are in profit. Yeah, that was dumb. I should have went long on that pullback there. That was stupid. Thinking that was going to go down further. Now I think it's till 949. There might be a little volatility between here and there, but I think 949 is the target. The next magnet up. So how this ATR is basically, you have the ATR, the Rexdog ATR, which is the philosophy of the Rexdog using the 6 numbers to get an average and create an ATR from that. And then we get an average of that. So it's a better number. So the way to look at it is that this is the RDA ATR. And then this, at this point in time, is the highest range. That's total range. That's high minus low. Or low minus high, doesn't matter. I mean, it's so it's basically from the last 50 days. And that'll be customizable. And I think it'll be customizable by time frame. So the last 50 days. So now how this is calculated. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm stupid. This is the highest high. Duh. I need to change the colors. I was working on this last night. So how this is calculated is that the upper one is calculated from the actual low. So it's from the low to here is the RDATR. I don't have it exact. And then the downside is from the high to here. Now, why is that off? I got to look at that. It should be to here. What I'm trying to do, and this is just the first iteration, I'm going to make a friggin' useful ATR plugin or extent indicator. You know, the reason why we don't have one now is because most of the ATR indicators, they don't provide edge. They're you would be better off doing, well, put it this way, the way that in the training and in the system that I teach how to do your stop losses is infinitely better than using an ATR indicator. Now, I haven't seen what's been out there in the last 3 months, so I do need to go out there. By the way, I'm long. I'm sorry. I'm long 30 lots, up about 11,000. I told you my target already, so I don't really have to keep telling you, do I? 949. Rebuy an RDA, chart deuce. We don't die, we multiply. Hey, if you're new and you're watching on YouTube, you should follow on Discord. You'll see a link in the description. And I will start mentioning this more because, look, if you're interested in the training in a trade system with Edge, just join Discord or send me an email. You can go to Rexdog Trading to learn more about. We're going to be updating the site also. I'm also going to be putting out the executive summary. I'm working on the video. I started the video. We got the video yesterday of the trade. I wasn't recording all of it. I thought I was, and I kind of started recording in the middle of the trade, so I apologize about that, but there's some value there. Also, I'm going to work on a template for the executive summaries, and the first one I'm going to do is higher time frame. Pre-market, and it's going to be a document that is going to outline the process, which is in our training, and is bullet pointed in the training. But I want it to be dynamic with pictures and examples and rules. One of the things that I've been thinking about for a while is, you know, in science, how you have, what is it, a rule, a law, and a theory, or whatever it is. I don't know what they are. I want to adopt some of that thinking so for instance, the rule is the daily open's always in play in day trading. So the daily open's always in trade. That's a rule. That's something that objectively you should be, and then a theory, which is, I think a theory is what it works most of the time. And I'm going to sound stupid here because I haven't looked up the science stuff and been in science for a while. But a theory is the first test is the best. And I want to do this so that you understand on the spectrum of where do these things play in. I've said this in the next video I'm working on, and I want to get it out this weekend because I feel pretty healthy, what's the precedence? What takes precedence over, all our indicators are computed. So key levels take precedence over computed indicators. Why? Because everybody and their mom uses them. You want to look at market exposure, right? Does the market know about the weekly open and the daily open? Is it talked about everywhere? Does it play a significant role in conversations in the market? Now, I say often we never know why, right? So we shouldn't ask why. But that's why you have to know your weekly open and your daily open. It's a driver and as a magnet in price. It's a reaction zone. You also should know the mid control and the various controls, I think. But, that's if you want to use those. All right, I'm out now. I'm gonna try to get back on a pullback. Maybe a deeper one down to 795. I don't really like where it's at right now to buy because it's reacting from really those highs on chart 1. Probably should do a participation trade though. So let's participate. Bam. Thank you, S. Leet. Facts are direct observations. Hypothesis. I don't know if I'm going to adopt this because I can't say hypothesis. Hypothesis. Hypothesis are proposed explanations which can be tested. Theories explain an aspect of the natural world can be repeatedly tested and verified. Okay. So, I guess if we try to adopt a model, a fact is a direct observation. So, the first test is the best would be a fact. Because it's not always, it's not as reliable as like a law. Isn't it a law? I thought law was part of that. Maybe they change it with facts. I don't know. I haven't been in science for a while. Okay. A fact is something that can be observed. A law is a relationship that describes something, usually a simple mathematical relationship. Okay. Maybe we don't need to get that technical, but I need to have some way to describe to communicate. Because I know I say it. I know I say things. And I say things multiple times. And it's in the training multiple times. And you know, does surprise me when I look at someone's journal and I realize they're having struggle with a problem that I assume is foundational knowledge, but for whatever reason, they haven't heard or seen it. A theory is a body of ideas that explains something and which can be used to generate hypothesis. Okay, I don't know. I'll come up with something. What I want to communicate is that this is something set in stone. This is something that has a high probability. And then this is good practice. You know, kind of like 3 levels, right? That way you understand, or because what I am seeing with some of the journals is confusion in giving precedence to certain things, and that's understandable. And I shared this last night on the recap, which is everybody that's an alpha, whether or not you know it or not, you're actually light years ahead of most people that are trying to do this on their own. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn or to say that, hey, this is an awesome system. I'm saying that because most people that are trying to learn trading on their own do not have the fortitude or the discipline to limit themselves to the same indicators and rule set day in and day out. And that's why when you see people set up 1 week, they might have the MACD and then the RSI, and then they'll have different things. And, you know, they're kind of using it, they're kind of not. And then they're using this thing. I mean, I'm sure some of you probably went on that journey. And because there is one of the things that does frustrate me is when someone says, hey, can I just buy the indicators? And I'm like, if it was just the indicators, then everybody would be doing it. It was just a matter of the right indicators, then everybody would be trading. Let's look at the 3 chart setup. So why you have a tremendous leg up is because you're trading the same system day in and day out that isn't changing, that you're not changing. And obviously you saw something in it, in Edge, you know, probably most likely. Sorry, I'm going to hiccup, or I'm going to burp. Probably most likely you saw a stream or me trading it, or, you know, you came across a YouTube video. I'm not really on social so much anymore, so probably didn't see me there. But, you know, so you know, you saw that, hey, there's something here, right? Where most people that are on their own, they're still trying to struggle to come up with a baseline of indicators so that they can interpret the market every day from the same baseline, from the same outpost, so to say. So, you know, you have a huge leg up because that work, that foundation has already been done for you. Yeah, you have to tweak some of it. Maybe, you know, you don't like Maybe you don't like using the RSI indicator. Maybe you don't like the candles, the dynamic candles indicator because it's just too much information, or you just don't need it. But the core foundation and the rule set doesn't change. It hasn't changed since 2019. 2020 maybe is the last. The newest indicator we added was the dynamic candle indicator, and that was just last month. Other than that, the previous indicator, I don't think I'm in a refinement stage here on some of these indicators. Like the foundation one, I want to refine a little bit, and I'm starting to create ones that make sense. Go ahead, Maverick.
Your SREA is a good one.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's not official yet, so
Oh, gotcha.
that's still in beta. So, that one that one we haven't made it out of beta yet because we haven't decided whether or not there's true edge there above just using the RDA with the current rule sets that we run. So I think that I'm still considering, but we don't have enough data on it yet to definitively say there's additional edge with having this on your chart, or maybe it turns the RDA a different color when it's a certain thing. I just switched over twice, so if I switch over one more time, I need to stop for about 3 minutes, 5 minutes, recalibrate my brain. If I ever switch over more than twice reverse, then I'm aggressively trading and I need to slow down. It's a rule I have for myself. I don't like how close I am to this friggin' position here. Trading these larger sizes, I really can't trade CL or look at any other chart because it's a risk of 20, cancel, 20, 40, I get knocked out, aren't I? 60, yeah, look. I don't like how skittish it is here. All right, I'm short now. Put tight stops around this. Is that kind of a bad short because it's right at the RDA test on chart 2, but we'll see. If I get taken out, then I'll sit on my hands for a bit. Looking for a test at least probably down to, I mean, it's aggressively long today. I think we could look at the underlying and see what's going on in the underlying. All right, let's look at the underlying. Do I have that bookmarked? I thought I did. Thought I did have it bookmarked. Internals. That's what I meant, the internals. All right, so we're in the mess of a bunch of rolling VWAPs, which that indicator I did update to the open, high, low, close, divide by 4. That I need to release. We're at a daily momentum indicator and the weekly. We're approaching it. So far, the advancing, declining, That's looking pretty strong. I mean, it looks like it might be one of those days where it just continues to the upside. Maybe minor pullbacks here and there, but it looks like just one of those days. And then I'd like to go look at Tesla. So Tesla, I need to do an idea on Tesla. Oh, it got there. Shucks. No, it didn't. All right. We're looking below 120. I should have probably started my DCA right here, given that gap. But we'll see. I mean, one or two things are going to happen. Is that I'm either going to start up here, because it's either going to go to 0 or it's going to go to 900, is kind of my thinking on this whole thing with Tesla. On kind of where I see it at as far as in the world today. So, okay, Apple. What is this? Why is this? Apple is, I need to look at the day. Look like we might be selling off here. Looks like it possibly would be selling off here. So I reversed. Yeah. All right. Well, here's our first profit zone right here. So I need to take some profit here in 70 lots. 40, 50, 60, 70. Probably looking for RDA, fast momentum check, but the way it's moving there, yeah, fuck you. Still in 60. I guess I shouldn't bitch about that. But here's our target down here. This you know, it's another place that where we need to consider going long. It aligns with the RDA, slow momentum, and a key level. Chart 4, there's a pretty decent, I mean, one of the most interesting looking kind of strong levels at 787 on chart 4. That zone right there. I think we'd have to look for an overshoot and then go long there. It's a reaction at the fast momentum there. Have to consider also the midpoint as well as the OR mid at 756. So I need to take some profit right here. So we'll take 20 off there. We'll move these around and move these up a little bit. I don't know what this level is here. I don't know why it's there. It should be right here. Ah. I should be taking more off given the volatility, but that's fine. Took 50 off, or took 8 of it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Don't like how it's stalling here. It's stalling at a level there. Whatever. I can sit there and watch paint dry, or I can go do something else. Meta. Meta gap down huge, went below the RDA, lost the RDA. Is momentum short. Looking to probably fill that full gap, I would assume. Look at that. Fucking bullshit, dude. Fuck you. Should have maximized my profit. Meta, yeah. Nvidia, well, it's going back up. Needs to switch over in momentum there though. Coin held the RDA. It's a good trade. Well, the question that I have now that I'm completely out is, was that the sell-off? I think we'll do an overshoot of the indicators there on chart 2 and look for getting picked up a little bit higher. And I better see a failure pretty quick if that does happen. Okay, so back to here. Google. Oh, man. Big gap up on Google. Amazon. Gap up. Microsoft. Gap up. PayPal. Well, decent move. It's on track to at least hit the ATR zone. And I did not look at Bitcoin yet today. Why are all these things here? Okay, why do I have 2 of these value channels? All right, well, I'm messing around with the key level on Bitcoin with the value channel there. Let's look at the 1 hour. So we've got the weak mid control at 65,000 roughly. That's kind of where it failed before, around that zone. So that's going to be tough. There's mixed 200 around there too. I don't know, maybe this was the sell-off or was the time to go long, because it switched over momentum-wise here. So recaptured the day open. I thought it was going to fail just above that, but guess not. I'm long, sorry. I'm long. Why? I just told you. Chart 2 switched over bias and momentum. And there's structure created. It did it. You know, this is going to look like a touch if it continues up. So, you know, you got to project some of this stuff. I didn't get a chance to take any profit there, and it's going to take me out here, isn't it? I'm holding a little too long, and I'm not taking profit like I usually do because I'm a little distracted from looking at other stuff and talking. So I'll focus on this because usually I'd be out of, I'm in 60, I would have been usually out of 20 up there at this like kind of range here where it's stalled. So that's kind of pissing me off. I mean, that's how I just stack. I just continue to stack. And then sometimes I catch it. But I'm just stacking. You know. So I'm not doing that. I'm yeah. Pisses me off. Let's see where we're going here. Let me go back to the NQ. 5-minute dude. Well, that could have been a failure there. We'll have to see. We're right on the bubble. I should probably... This is almost a no trade zone here because the real trade's down here or here. Let's see. Yeah, that's the problem. I'm going to put trailing stops in. And I'm going to put profit target up here so I don't make that same mistake. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust me being frustrated. See, like I said, usually there I would have just got out at like 0, but I would have had already 20. I would have took 20 lots in profit and I would have been satisfied because I'm just banking, just banking, and I'm not doing that. Hold on, I need to get something to drink. It looks like long here, but it's... No, I'm not trading CL because I'm concentrating on really trading decent size. So I'm having big enough challenge just talking here and doing other things and then not taking profits where I should. So I'm not banking my profits the way I should be. So I need to focus on that. First hour of the market, opening range has been defined. It looks like it's going to go up from here. Where are we at? Sorry. I'm not watching this screen at all. I'm watching another screen that has kind of the same setup. I'm in pretty much the same setup. What's 100C? Long on NQ to truly believe. What's that mean? Okay. On this spike, I'm going to take profit. Oh, take a 100 lot trade. Yeah. I haven't felt like sizing up to that yet. Been a little off in reading where to switch the bottom side. Okay. There we go. There we go. See, that's how I should be doing it. And then if I get knocked out, okay, fine. It sucks. See, then I maximize the profit. I'm still in 20 lots. That's how I need to be trading it. That's how, you know, especially if you're scalping like this. I'm really kind of I'm pretty much scalping today. I mean, I'm super scalping. Using fixed stops. Does not like that level. Doesn't want to rip above it, but I think it's going to now. So remember, we're still watching 949. That's still our key zone that we're looking for. Let's go back here. And you can see the ATRs matching. We've got about 137. So, you know, that's the... I'm going to change that color. So let's get into the code for a second here. Or is that part of the... I'll change this one. Ah, fucking A. But see, I'm more than satisfied. Why? Because I took profits along the way. You know, there's a possibility that might have been a high based on how it's acting. It's hard to say at this point, but there's a possibility that might be a high. I'm not going to trade it yet, but we got 1 minute left in this candle. There we go. I'll risk it here. What do we have left in this candle? 7 seconds. Still holding the RDA and chart 2. Sorry. Not showing that. I don't like this trade. I probably should get out. But we'll give it a little bit to close and then see what happens. It's just not behaving. Terrible entry right at the RDA too. There we go. We need to see more of that, but then it's being bought up right away. Fuck. All right, I'm in a no trade zone for me right now. Ah, I knew it. You little bastard. Fucking A, I knew it. I just didn't stick with it. What a little bastard. Yeah, I knew it was gonna sell off there. Didn't have the cojones. Alright. So far, the fast momentum has really held. It's been one of those days where you look back and that fast momentum has held. Let's see if it's going to hold now. I forgot to put the umbrella up or away. Fuck you. I'm not gonna play around with your little bitch ass anymore. So the red is the ATR. And the Orange is the highest. So there we go. I didn't know that. I need to look at the internals again. Yeah, the internals are telling a story. We're at the VWAP on the underline. That's why there's a fight here. At the friggin' VWAP. Oh, sorry. I did reverse there because once again, I said it was one of those days where the stupid fast momentum's going to hold and you're going to look back and say, why the hell did I sell at the fast momentum every time it hit it like a dumbass? I almost got up to 100. I'm in 80 lots, so I almost got up to 100 for y'all. Bounce off there and keep it. I'd like to see this go to 949 and me hold it part of that. I mean, a good majority of that. But we'll see. Move this chart here. Let's zoom this in. Where are we at level wise there? Yeah, that aligns. 949. Not a bad trade here. Can't complain about that. Rearranging my stops because Trading of 8 doesn't allow you to move your friggin' trailing stops. You have to reset them all. Taking some profit. I took 20 off my 80. Gosh, this is like getting to be very frustrating. I mean, once again, I took profit there, so I'm just slowly banking, but I was up 20. I probably only made 12 on that. No, I made less than that, 8. Bullshit. Oh, wait, I didn't wait for the right entry. Fuck. I knew I was going to do that. All right, I'm going to sit on my hands for a second. Let's go back over here and look at this. So, once again, it's coming back to the fast momentum, but I have a feeling it's going to break this time. But it is to kind of like calling the bluff on both sides. If you're doing that, you're doing pretty well. You know, I'm not taking my profits. I'm now adjusted and started taking my profits, like I said, but, you know, all right. I'm gonna wait to see what happens here. It's at a zone, doesn't make any sense. Maybe to go long, possibly, because it's done that time and time again, but I don't trust this one here. Maybe, though, we'll see. Look at that. Should just trust it, I guess. I said it's one of those Fridays. Sometimes you just see those Fridays like this. You know, I've said this many times before. I used to get wrecked on days like this, where basically it's just straight up momentum. And, you know, you just had to be stupid and just trade momentum and bias. You know, you just had to be dumb and not try to overthink it. Which is what I did. I went long. I was dumb and not tried to overthink it. So I've got to move something real quick. Give me a second. Oh, we have this. I forgot I had that. Yeah, I'm long. Like I said, I switched. Now it's going to go to 949 probably. Once again, I cussed it out a little bit. But yeah, I've been saying it's going to go long. So that's why I've been trying to convince myself here of stop thinking it's going to go short and just be stupid and just do bias and momentum trades. The internals everything's pointing to that. The whole system is. And a few times I was fighting the system. The internals point to that. Though everything's screaming that. So, all right, let's take some profit here. Not going to make the same stupid mistake as before. All right, I'll show this trade. My bad. I was in 60. I took 20 off here in this stall zone because it might do the same damn thing it's been doing. But I guess there's a lesson here. Don't get frustrated. I'm still, 949's a ways away. Let's look at the 60, see what the ATR says on that. Bam. So we're already at the current ATR for the 60. So that would have been helpful, knowing that we're in that. What I also want to do is I want to kind of do the last 4 candles. Like I said, that's why I kind of want to design a data panel first. So anybody have any ideas and have Excel or sheets and you want to design a data panel you'd like to see? And what do I mean by data panel? Well, I'm fitting to show you. Give me a second while I try to breathe. It's probably more important than me trying to show you. $949 is a big reach, so I might be buying in a couple times here and there. Let's break this up into tens. So we'll do 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, and 10 here. Yeah. We don't trade channels. We see them, but, you know, we only trade horizontal channels. Diagonal channels are kind of useless. I mean, they're not useless. You should see them and you don't have to draw them. Because they're obvious, because it's a pattern. It's a stair-step pattern. You know, I call it a stair-step pattern. Why? Step, 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 step. And of course you can draw those but I just find it a waste of time. I should look at the higher time frame and see where we're at in regards to the daily. Okay, well, let's look on Trade 08. So definitely this is the next level. And then, like I said, the reach for the day is 934. But I was been saying 949. So the reach for the day is 949. But 934 aligns with there. The level before that is 895 on the daily. It's 10 o'clock. All right. It's time for someone else to speak up. Anybody got anything exciting? Are they trading? How are they trading today? How's things going? Are you frustrated? Are you happy? Are you glad? Are you sad? Anybody that has a mic, I'd love to hear from you. How you're trading today. I think I need to invest and buy some of the alphas, some mics.
Hey, what's up, Rex? This is Scalpy.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, yeah, I've been trying to keep it really clean today, keeping my sizing down and just playing those levels on C4. And it's been working out. I bought this pullback for this break higher. It was my one time so far today where I allowed myself a little exercise and that worked out. So currently I'm long. I took profit. But currently I'm long two from 825.
Oh, sweet. Great entry.
And I'm just trying to be patient on it.
Yeah.
So feeling pretty decent. My target, I think we could probably see. I'm looking at the 4-hour chart. You know, I think that 17,929 is probably going to be a key kind of area. That was right before the breakdown happened on 417.
Yeah.
So I kind of have that just in the back of my head as a potential target.
I'm looking at chart 4 here. We have another zone at 8 or 022. So that might be the kind of closer target.
Cool.
Why is it not showing up though? Or is it right there? I just drew it. Wait. I just drew it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, but 949's okay. Never mind. 949's closer than that. I don't know what I'm thinking. I was trying to find on chart 4, but there's no real level on chart 4. And then I was looking at the 4-hour too. Funny you said that because I wanted to see where it was at. And as far as looking at the ATR indicator, it hasn't quite reached the ATR for this.
Yeah,
but
I feel like the 4 hours given a lot of great.
no, I agree. I mean, it's one of my favorite charts. But 929 is very clear. That's the breakdown level, like you said. So I think that's the. I mean, the range is one. The current range of this candle is 100. So if we just do 100 for the next one, 4 hour, well, it's 54 away. So that's well within kind of 1/4 of that range. So we'll see.
Yeah, we're getting some impulses right now. This is
Oh,
great.
shit, I didn't see that. Yeah. Holy shnikes. Yeah, it is great.
Yeah, well done. Sweet.
I think I'd buy back in. Well, we're above the opening range pretty solidly. This might be one of those days where it gets to the zone and then maybe it dumps, but I want to see what the weekly looks like. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Yeah, so the weekly, is looking strong as far as the inside. I'd say that that 154, if we do look at the previous week and we put our handy dandy, okay, if I properly do it, yeah, so the next key zone really is right around 915 on the weekly reaction zone. And then also if we just do what the dynamic candle would be, then the next key level is 035. So, but if you just take the body, we are approaching kind of a major reaction zone on the weekly previous candle at 912. We still got a ways to go to get there, but what's this A here? Is that an alert? I think that's an alert. Interesting. All right. We are past the ATR for the week. I wonder if now doesn't, I think TradingView added option stuff. I wonder if they have the expected move. Expected move. Oh, there we go. Hey, motherfucker, where'd you go? SPY expected move by VIX. Interesting. This indicator shows 1 and 2 standard deviation from the VWAP. I want the actual expected move. So I cut everybody off. I didn't hear anybody maybe people didn't get a chance to share any thoughts on kind of an ATR indicator.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to look at anything for sure. Yeah, I just got stopped out of my long. Looking to maybe re-enter down here at 857.
Yeah. I got stopped down to 1. I'm still in 3. All right, so I'll share for me what makes a valuable ATR indicator is, does it, so it gives you a feel for, number one, just knowing the range of the current candle is good. So I think just having the range up here where you know what the range of the current candle and maybe the past candle is good. Just to know those numbers. But I want the ATR indicator to be able to predict a zone. And I want more than 80% of the time for the high or the low to be in that zone. So, because it can't be both. It's hard to do both. I see that it bounced off. I wasn't quite ready to to add to that position. We're pretty well extended though. I think I think what I'll do is I'll probably short up here. If it gets up there. That's what I'm looking at doing right now. We're pretty far extended. I didn't do the day VWAP. You know, I forgot what that indicator was. I saved it somewhere. I can't remember where I saved it. Someone shared an anchored VWAP. Oh. Just lost circulation in my leg. That's probably not good. I don't want to lose my foot. So it looks like my he's not really my nephew, but I'm gonna call him my nephew, okay? He's gonna be trading at least 2 times a week, and then we'll be doing journals. Or basically I'll record after action journals with him, where he's gonna share his trade journal and he can ask questions, and I'll be coaching him. So he'll be sharing his P&L and demo and kind of where he's at. And I asked him also to kind of share. He said he went back. He's kind of started the training from scratch just to ensure that he's got it. So I said, just along the way, share things from time to time that you find interesting or questions you might have, and because it also help everybody here to reinforce. Like I was surprised the other day, Jules just, kind of discovered the 50% from something that someone else said. And to me, that's an integral kind of key level on a lot of things we talk about. So I was surprised, but, once again, I think back to the thousands of dollars of training that I spent, and there was 2 places that had trade rooms, but the trade rooms were like, one of them, the guy wasn't even trading like live. They were just like calling and BSing all day. And then one of them, they were trading live, and I think I'm going to go long here, even though I'm going short up above. But I'm trying to think back when I bought training and I went through training. But I'm a little rare in the fact that I went through all the training. So, I can tell you that there's a percentage of people that, are kind of trading and they haven't really gone through every section of the training. Not that I can super track it, but our system, we can at least see kind of, what things people have visited and how long they've been on the page and stuff like that. Because obviously you log in. So I get it though, people, I have a lot of content and I've got better over time at creating training content. But, you maybe watch one video, scan through it a little bit and you got the concept and then you kind of move on, right? I think the challenge in some of that is I am now in all the training, I'm ensuring that there's at least, and this will be part of the executive summary too. By the way, I'm short. Sorry. I just went short a little bit. So we'll look at the opening range high. I'm not going to go long here yet. I'm going to wait for an overshoot. But I think it might even be a little bit bigger pullback here. Maybe down to the, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. So looks like it's going to go down to at least maybe the slow momentum there. Chart 1 should have been larger. I kind of saw it when it switched over up here, right at 859. I should have added, but I did not. So Canva, what are you doing this? Canva, create, work, redesign, get tickets. Oh, this is an event? Why would you want to go to a Canva event? Okay. Oh, if I get knocked, okay, there we go. Ooh, that's a big alpha candle. I think I'm gonna wait for an RDA tap and that level there, which is right at 778. That's that level, you know, but kind of the truer level is right here, 795. Bam. But we'll see. I'm not gonna get overzealous yet. Did sell that again. We'll sell up if it comes and taps the actual RDA. Fast momentum up there. It might be using that level there on chart 4 at 812. Got to be very mindful of, and that might be a tap. The first test of the. It's not really the first test, but it's about the same stop distance as it happened last time on the slow momentum there on chart 1. So I got to be mindful of that, but I'm still going to short it when it pops up here. Bam. Ah, didn't get picked up. Ooh, yeah. All right, well, now it's going to try to hold, or it's going to try to probably recapture that or a high. So that's something to be mindful of. So we're not going to give it a lot of room above that. 20, 40, 60. It's stalling here. There we go, new candle, 5 minute. We'll see. Does this candle breach the previous candle? Yeah, looks like it's gonna try. Yeah, it's gonna try, so let's go up here a little bit. Well, maybe that was the try. Maybe I should have added more. I'm fine with 50 at this point. You know, there's a couple things that are happening kind of behind the scenes politically that might be quote unquote black swan. There's a few things that the current administration is trying to do that could have detrimental effects to the economy. And I don't know why they would be doing it in an election year, other than maybe they are truly scared of losing. But there's a few things that are working its way through, either through an executive order, which would be the worst way to do it. But it doesn't matter. It's still, you know, if it's an executive order, the way the world works now is that people would still have to abide by it. So I think that that's a you know, that's a possibility of something that could shake the market. So what is happening? Buying every drop, then it'll all-time high. Yeah, I mean, that's what the system says. I mean, the system says we're momentum and bias long. you should be looking to go long. So, you know, I just think that there's a little bit more downside to this move. Right around 805 to 803 maybe. But the more that it just plays around here, the more I'll get out and just call it a day. Or not call it a day, but... Oh yeah, I know you didn't mean all-time high as far as like the market. I mean, what is the all-time high for the NQ? How am I disconnected? How could I be disconnected? What other connection could I be in? That's what I was going to do. So let's pull up that chart. And let's put this chart in my working charts. I don't know, it might be long here. It's switching over, so I might have to dump my short. We'll see. I don't know yet. We will see. If it does recapture the opening range high, then I probably should consider going long. Okay, I considered it. And I did it. Sorry. I always forget to switch this back over. I'm trying to do two things. But I only have 3 monitors here instead of my 6. I should have went to my 6 monitor setup. Key zone right here for failure. Oh, there we go. I will take profit right up here. I'm gonna hopefully it doesn't pull back here and take me out. Get knocked out, I'll probably re-enter. At this point, there's no... Okay, so let's go through here and let's look and see what we do. There we go. Knocked out. The question is it going to sell off, though? That's the more question. But it's maintaining the opening range high. I think that's the thing to watch. But I don't know if I trust it. So let's short it. There we are. Might not get an opportunity to make profit on this because I need to give it room to be volatile. Might recapture it pretty quickly. But I'm going to take possible profits here quick. Take some right here. Stalling at a key level there. Expect that stall. I mean, it's pretty expected. It didn't take me out. Just a couple ticks away. Needs to break that level. Chart 1 breaks that level on chart 1, then it's going to go. That's all she wrote, man. Let's try it again one more time. Nope. There we go. Broke it. Now, will it rip, or is it going to find another level that it wants to hold? Sorry, I'm not showing my chart. I'm short, but I'm just going to hit that level, so I might as well get out there. See if we can hold this longer. If it's going to have more downside, we'll see. I don't think I'd want to be a buyer here yet. I'd wait for it to confirm. I mean, it's doing everything. It's showing every possible way that it wants to go up, but it's also not closing up there. So if it does its job, I guess I can bring this chart down here so I don't do the stuff over this chart. Hard to say here. It's going to try to impulse up past the indicators here. Let's look at the internals real quick. Fuck you. Well, it is actually having a pullback internal look. So I would maybe consider seriously the short might be on, possibly. It's got that frustration. This is a frustrated look that comes up sometimes on the internals for the up volume. It is the reason why it's a fight right here. I just realized the VWAP. I didn't look at that. I wasn't tracking that. I should have been tracking that. That would have been obvious if I would have been tracking it. Yep. It sure would have. I haven't heard that in a long time. Break the VWAP, then it's probably going to go down to maybe the mix 200 on this chart here. It is showing weakness, but whether or not that weakness will subside or make itself known, we are getting into the second hour close of the market in 4 minutes. So that's something to keep in mind. It's being stubborn about selling off though, and going up, being stubborn about both sides. Yeah, it's holding that level once again. You know, the more it holds that level, the more you probably should believe it. Is the way to look at it. That's the way to look at it. What? I'm on the bubble here with this trade, and I probably should just get out because I don't have conviction in either direction right now. I mean, I do see the level there, so, you know, at the end of the day, gotta respect it. Put some respect. All right, so why don't I have a color for that thing? There's nothing really to do in this zone other than wait for it to figure out what it wants to do here. I will say, like I said, there's a very clear downside level, but also a clear upside level that's it's just kind of in one of those nothing's happening. The other thing is this machine's a little bit harder to set up to trade CL and GC and all that jazz. So that's something to keep in mind. Trying to desperately hold on to that opening range high. That's what it's really trying to do here. Let's go to the internals. That's going to tell us something too. Yeah, look at that. That's not showing strength. It's not showing exactly weakness either, but it's not showing strength. I'm not really watching the chart. This is a no trade zone right now. It needs to decide what the hell it's going to do. Otherwise, it's not worthwhile. Either direction. That's what I would say. That's what she said. There we go. There might be the short going down. If it breaks this VWAP, then you're going to see it move. It's again that level overshot held on one of the lows. Oh, I know what I was going to show. I was going to show, well, I'll do a panel and then I'll show it when it's done. So I'll work on that, getting it done. I do have an ATR color in here. Why is it not working? Yeah, there we go. Looks like it's going up now. Let's see. No, I'm not going to call it. I'm literally, like I said, it's no trade zone. It's not a trade zone for me until it gets above 851 or we get a close below 832. Otherwise, it's a no trade zone. I'm going to look at possibly looking at CL though. What's the, yeah. CL entry. Knowing when not to trade is just as important as knowing when to trade. So to me, this is a prime example of, you know, define your ranges where you want to trade, or have conviction on one side and stick with it, because it literally can go either way here. But I don't have interest in playing around. And I got other shit I could do. All right. There we go. Finally. It broke to the downside. Now is it going to maintain that? That's the question. We'll see. Could be a deeper sell-off here. Someone just gets pissed and just like, you know what? I'm mad that I spent the last 15 minutes messing around with you. I'm going to dump it all. Might see all the way down to the RDA, all the way down to 788 spot 5. I'm not calling it. I'm just saying that it's a possibility based on how it's behaving. All right. Highest. Is that range? Range color. What color should that be? We'll make it. I don't want to make it red. Maroon. This should be, group would be looks like it's going down. Sorry, I'm not showing that. Slowly gonna tap the slow momentum. Maybe not. Maybe it's just gonna sit here and do this thing. To me, there's no real edge here, so I might just call it for a little bit and just come back later. I'm literally bored. I mean, I'm not bored because I'm doing something else, but like I'm literally don't care right now because we're I'm not going to wear myself. You know, that is something that I do think is valid, which is, you know, you can wear yourself out just sitting here looking at a chart and just watching it like paint dry. Like, what's the point, right? So when you get to that, sometimes it's like, hey, let me go do something for a little bit. Like, if it's going to do this, market will still be here. Maybe I missed the trade, but who cares? Like, let me just wait for a better setup. Like, that's kind of the way to look at it a lot of the times here. Because otherwise, like, literally, you know, you're you know, you're wasting your mental energy on something that has no valid, like, really shouldn't have your attention, right? So it's something to consider. I'll just share that. It's my own personal kind of way to do it. Oh, maybe it might go up. Nope. Look at that. Nope. It's not going up. Yep. It's going up. Nope. It's not going up. Actually, it actually looks like it might sell off here. You know what would be sweet, actually? It's going for the day open. That'd be sweet. Day open test at 8:05. But every pullback is being bought, so there's obviously buyers there. They're just not committing. But maybe it's going to go down to the day open. I mean, it's not, there's not, it is rejecting at the RDA on chart 2, and so far it hasn't closed above it. Second it closes above it, then maybe we have something. But till then, there's nothing really going on. All right, so where's this color? So oh, there, it's going to try to close above the RDA. It's going to try it. Is it going to do it? Oh, it might do it. It might actually do it. Whatever. I really don't give a shit right now. All right, so let me see if there's any comments. I would add small lots long accumulating to the close. Okay. One real. Are you an alpha in our system? I think you are. I don't know. Do we have a one real in an alpha? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see the name one real in Discord. I don't know. But I noticed some people don't have the same names across, obviously, channels. I mean, okay, so let's think about this. We want once it does close above the opening range high, that would be a positive for it. There it goes. maybe it's time to go long. Probably not, because it's right at a zone, but maybe. I mean, once again, I shouldn't have to state the obvious. The chart is momentum and bias long. All charts are pretty much momentum and bias long. Chart 4 didn't lose momentum. Chart 4 didn't lose bias. It kept its momentum. So, you know, these are just fundamental, foundational things that you know, you should see when trading the system. So, I mean, I guess I can bring them up, but, you know. So I need to look at tables. I haven't done tables. Oh, you can set the text font family? I didn't know that. There we go. Looks like it's going to move up. I did go long, by the way. But, so... What? Table ID, okay. Start column, start row, end column, end row. So this would be starting at the first column, the first row, ending at the second column, and ending at the end row. Okay. I see. There we go. Finally moved. You know, I say that often. You know, lack of an action most likely is the opposite action, you know, which is the long. But like I said before, you know, that was boring me until it showed its hand. Where did it show its hand? It showed its hand right around 839. I got in at 844. Actually, I got in a little bit better than that. I just added more lots, but that's where it showed its hand. So, I mean, technically you could have been buying there on the pullback because it's momentum and bias long. It wasn't worth going through all that when you could just size up at the right time once you got confirmation. That's the way I look at it anyways. Sometimes, like I do, I do trade when there's a reaction zone and we predict it ahead of time. But in something like that where it's just boring watching, I just wait for the chart to show its hand, and then I just take the position that makes the most sense.
It's good hearing that. And good morning, by the way.
Hi, good morning. Still long. Yeah, I mean, that's key. I mean, it's just... It is what it is. This will frustrate me if it comes all the way back to my entry and takes me out, though. I will tell you that. Because then I'll have to start over. And I didn't take any profit here. Because I'm going off that alpha that took out all that. And assuming it's going to at least come up and try to do a double top here. Once it gets up there, I'll tighten up one of my stops. That way, at least it takes some off. If it gets up there. It's playing around with this stupid open here. All right. So I need to move this. Why is this all bright when everything is dark? Stupid. I have dark mode turned on, but for some odd reason, this isn't turned on. All right. So I'll tighten up my stop on one of these. Then I'll give the rest of these just enough room to kind of follow it up all the way to maybe 949 or maybe the magic 0208020. What's matrix? I don't know what that is. Interesting. All right. So how would I want to do this then? It's again nothing. I mean, I suppose you might see a reaction here, so it might be considering possibly a short just above 8.8, possibly, but at this point, you know, this is kind of a clear momentum day so far, so I think you respect that for now. It's kind of like the typical if you would have just once again traded the system, you know, not been trying to be too smart about it. Oh, looks like that's gonna hold up. Got another opportunity there to potentially add there on the retap a chart 2. Okay, said that was a short, you know, that's the reaction there. You got another opportunity for a reaction at the actual true level of chart 4, but that was the first reaction of chart 1's level. So, you know, if you were super scalping and playing both sides, you could have shorted that, then kind of reversed at the RDA, gone up, but I don't care to do that anymore. I mean, I do from time to time, but I'm working on other things at this moment. Might get taken out though. Might have to start over. Because that might come back and tag at least the fast momentum there. Give it a little bit more room, I guess. Screw it. I'll do fixed stops. 20. 20. 40. Yep. Gonna get knocked out. See? Little bastard. Should have shorted it. Should have took my own advice. Out there's the top of the opening range high there. First reaction, I don't know. I'm not really in the mood to go super all in with stuff anymore. I don't really care at this point to trade. I'm good for the day. So I'm going to call it a day in case I want to get back on around 1 here. Check back in. It's a Friday, but maybe I want to check in depending what the volatility's at and stuff like that. But there's many things I actually want to work on instead of that I can't do while I'm trading this way. I can do swing trades while I'm doing that. But so I'm going to call it for now. I might be back in the afternoon. We'll see. Other than that, I'm looking forward to next week because I do start a new treatment regimen. We've got that kind of aligned. That's kind of why I've been busy this week. Also, my nephew's going to start trading, hopefully 2 to 3 times a week, demo trading. So I'm excited to see kind of where his knowledge is at and where his experience is at. And I think it's also an opportunity for us to continue to focus on the foundational stuff that all of us need to focus on, because as he's going through it, we'll be covering things that he's... that he's just learning, right? So that's something to look forward to. And as you guys can get to know him a little bit more. He's kind of busy with school stuff too, so that's part of it too. He's a senior last year of college, so he's wrapping up quite a few things here. This is kind of like these weeks here for a lot of schools are kind of like the last week of school. So he's kind of busy on that. That's got to take priority.
Looking forward to having him.
Yeah, he's excited too. So we talked yesterday for quite a bit. He's excited and wants to get this going. He wants to trade more. What I'm really excited is he wants to trade more than anything else. So he wants to be successful at it and dive in head first, and he'd already be doing it if he had more time and could free himself up. So he's a little frustrated that he actually can't just focus on it and just do that. As for anything else, anybody have any questions, feel free to leave it in the den or ask in general. I'm working on a lot of things that we've been talking about over the last couple months. So we are plugging away at really seriously getting a lot of things out. And well, my nephew coming on board is going to help too, because part of him coming on board is to help out with refining a lot of the stuff we need to refine, and getting the executive summary done, getting just really, like I said, I was thinking about it last night, and I'll end with this, which is, everybody, you're sharing your journals. That is awesome, and that's good. Keep doing it, because that's if that gives me maximum feedback to understand how I can, like I said, if I can come in and share something, how I got through it, or how I helped someone else get through it, or how my idea for how to get through it, that's the best way. But it really does. I hope you're finding value in doing it. That really made the difference for me. I can't really stress that enough, is that daily focus of taking the journaling seriously and working on the one daily thing that's graded, the one weekly thing. And just for the people that are sharing it, it's helping a lot. So, and if I'm not commenting, that's because I don't, you've got it well handled, as far as like you having a good handle on, okay, what you're dealing with. And there's not much more I can say, because you've got a good handle on it, right? So to me, if you got a good handle on it, why confuse it, right? Other than to maybe say, hey, good job, you're on the right track. But I do that as well. But so I'll just say continue that. And for those that aren't, that maybe, and you are trading, definitely try it out, see how it is. There isn't, why does it keep doing that? Why am I getting disconnected? There is a huge, I guess, Jules, do you find a benefit? You've been doing it pretty consistently. Do you find a benefit in doing it? Since you've been kind of doing it?
I was going to mention that I couldn't recommend it enough. It's really it's giving me clarity as far as exactly what you just said, like what I need to focus on a given day, or what my habits are, what I really need to look at. So it's a huge benefit. I would say that if a person isn't doing it, it will change. My trading is changing. I mean, I'm still a newbie, so to speak, but I'm really beginning to understand the systems, the result of the journaling, etc. And it's also keeping me on target, so I'm not winding around looking at other stuff, but I'm really coming back to fundamentals or foundational technique. So that's my praise for it, for sure.
Yeah, and I see that. I mean, I saw the growth before, but this is kind of like pinpointed growth, because you're really focusing on it and you're thinking about it, and you got to sit down and think about it. So, and it's also
good having the
accountability. Yeah. That's what I was going to say too. Go ahead.
Yeah, it raises my game. It raises my game and my commitment, because it's not just me by myself. It's like, there's I don't know, it's not peer pressure. It's not competitive. It's a team spirit thing. It's just like, okay, I gotta get this going. So there's a seriousness.
Yeah.
And also an interact. So I think it's great. I love it.
Yeah, you want to do your best for others there to kind of show that you're growing too, because like I said, the recaps, for those that aren't doing the recaps, if you can try to make one or two. I know it might be tough with your time frame where you're at, but the recaps are highly valuable. Those are Monday through Friday, typically, and those are, like I said, I this week, these last 2 weeks are tough for me. I was going to lead it on Wednesday, but this week I got a scan and we had to completely change my treatment regimen and kind of what I've been doing. I was going to do a status update. I probably still will. But so I start a new treatment regimen on Monday. But all that stuff and the things around it took a lot more effort, energy, time, focus than I anticipated. So, but those nightly recaps, those I think also are a huge. If you're not able to attend, you should at least be doing something similar yourself, and this is part of your journaling, right? Those going over the chart and doing a recap of the highest probable trades, and if you were trading, going through and really studying the chart, looking at the patterns, correlating them to the pattern library and everything else is key. Like I said go ahead.
I was just going to say that's been also incredibly helpful because my ability to see price action across multiple time frames is sharpening. So it's like I can tell when things are going to happen as they're happening. And it's really good to do it, even though it's not real time. It's like looking at it, and you see the patterns, and it's imprinted in your mind, and it's like, oh, I'm seeing it today. Here we go. So.
Yeah, for sure. And that's really what it's about. I mean, I said this in the beginning. I know it seems I'm not trying to hype up the trade system, but really you're light years of a lot of people that are trying to do it on themselves, because most people, one of the reasons why 90% do fail is because they don't have the wherewithal or knowledge to understand that as quickly as possible, they need to get to a single set of indicators and rules and how they view the market. Sometimes I have to figure that out, but you don't have to do any of that. You've got it. And that is why, to me, the amount of time that someone brand new to the system, is really six to 8 months, and you should have a good understanding of the system, even to the point where you're then dealing with just major psychological issues, which is, I'd say, and it's part of system 2, but a lot of it is 50-50 psychological and system issues. What I have noticed, I will share this, is that I've seen a challenge with people that have experience in trading, and because some of the ways that we think about the market and how we view the market and how we trade the market is contrary to how it's taught out there, or even in books, or thought about commonly. Well, what ends up, you have to unlearn kind of bad habits. And, that's kind of hard to do sometimes, to unlearn bad habits. So that's one of the things I noticed. If you're in that boat where you have some experience, and part of the reasons why, and maybe you're showing up every day and you're still having challenges, and let's say you had a couple years of trading, but you weren't successful, obviously, because you probably wouldn't be an alpha if you had a successful trade system. Doing an inventory of your beliefs of the market and maybe your bad habits, if you haven't done it already, would be something that I find with, someone in the last couple of months actually shared a DM with me exactly that, which is, look, I at first I just kind of went through the training here and there. I kind of just glazed over stuff. But then I kept hearing you say, look, you really got to kind of understand the way of thinking and the way we view the market. And that just takes time and dedication to go through the different modules. And after they did, they said, look, I saw it before a little bit, but I now understand what you were saying as far as a different way of thinking. It's not drastically different, but we really don't trade breakouts. This person said that at first when they saw the system, oh, you guys just trade breakouts. I'm like, no, we're not breakout traders. You might see breakout trades here and there, but we're not breakout traders. We're predictive reaction zone traders. And yeah, we might trade breakouts because the chart says to do that, but that's because we got a confirmation. But we are definitely not breakout traders. So I know one day that they was watching the stream. I think it was it Reach Jason here? Or no, maybe it was Jedi. I think Jedi, I think you were doing breakout trades. So it was confusing because you were breaking out. You were doing breakout trades here and there. And, well, that's, I would say our system's not a breakout trade system. We don't trade breakouts. Because most breakouts fail. That's the other, I've said, I don't have a specific training video on this, but the reason why it's not a breakout system is most breakouts fail and you're late to the trade. On a breakout, 80% of the trade typically has happened, or at least 60. So why would you want to give up 60% of the trade when you can design a way to predict where you probably should enter? So that's one of the main reasons why the system we trade is not a breakout system. Because honestly, a breakout system is one of the worst systems to trade. You miss so much of the trade. You're chasing all the time. It's frustrating as heck. So anyways, I always say that I'm going to go, and then I just keep talking, and I keep talking, and I keep talking. So I appreciate everybody once again. I'm going to try to be back on at least for a little bit, at least in the trade room here in the afternoon for those that are here. I'll pop in for a little bit. And but I need to eat lunch and do some things, make a few phone calls. So good trading for everybody that's going to continue to trade. And it actually looks like, if we see here, that's, this might be one of those days, like I said before, a Friday, where literally you just have to be dumb and just buy the momentum and bias. Just buy it on the pullbacks because that's what all the charts say. And just be patient there. Of course, take profits at key zones. You're starting over consistently at momentum and bias. But then you're going to look at the end of the day and you're going to say, well, damn, from 0850 or 950 market time, when bias and momentum shifted, and then this candle took out this level, bias and momentum shifted right here. There was no time. I mean, I could have shorted. There's a few short opportunities, but there was no time that I should have been aggressively short. This might be one of those days. So keep that in mind. All right, everybody. Thanks. I appreciate each and every one of you. Feel free to share any thoughts, ideas in the den, and I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah, you too, man.
Everybody lunch. Thanks.
All right. Oh, usually I leave the streaming before I leave Discord.